Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim, Rafah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Zadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shaman, and this is Jeremiah 23 and 25. It says, I have heard what the prophets said that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have a dream. So I have dreamed. And what inspired this lesson? Well, today, Monday, is Martin Luther King Day. We call him Martin Lucifer King because he was a known sellout, right? He was a known sellout. There's audios of him, getting frisky with another man in the hotel room. And he pretty much had the doctrine of telling you to love your enemy. I think he said he had a dream when everybody was all united, holding hands and shit, in a rainbow coalition, if you will. I'm just adding on that last part, but his whole idea was, unified, right? But even when you have that concept, somebody has to be ruling. There's always someone ruling. There's always one nation. There's always a final nation that has a majority of the say-so, all right, or the largest stake, all right, in the world of politics, all right, in the geopolitical world of politics, there's one particular nation that has majority share, right? There's never this everybody gets it. No, there's always a ruler and somebody under the ruler, right? Masters and servants. That's the way things have always been, and that will never change. Not even in the kingdom of heaven, of course not. All right, we're going to be the rulers. We, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and your father's lineage, the Israelites, all right, going to be ruling over these other nations, and we're going to be ruling in righteousness. So there's going to be peace in the land. Okay, so there will be peace, Martin Luther King. All right, but we're going to be ruling. There ain't going to be no equal anything. You know what I'm saying? So that dream, well, Eddie Griffin said Martin Luther King had a dream till it turned to a nightmare. Bap! Shut up, nigga. Well, pretty much that was it, man. They put that nigga to death. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with this dude Malcolm X, which he was like the not complete opposite, but he had a more like radical view, all right, as to how to deal with racial segregation. He pretty much was telling you that the white man was the devil, not to trust him. I'll say this much: he was more accurate than Martin Luther King, at least scripturally. You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures tell you in Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10 to never trust your enemy. All right, but our people look up to these guys. They look up to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and these niggas. But guess what? The Lord ain't sent them dudes. That's the difference. The Lord did not send them dudes, all right, for his people. All right, who did the Lord send? The Lord sent Abba Bivens. Elder High Priest Abba Bivens, Elder High Priest Aikov, Elder High Priest King Marshall, all right, Elder High Priest Ariyah, Elder High Priest Shaw, our apostles and elders, all right. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 15. It says, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart. So how do we know that Martin Luther King was not a pastor according to the Lord's heart? Because the things he was saying didn't align with the scriptures. It didn't align with prophecies. It didn't align with judgment. All right. The book of Colossians 3 and 25 tells you, he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done. All right. And there's no respect of persons. And that's what that dude had. It's like forgive and forget the history of slavery. And if this man is sick and dog on you, just fucking take it. What kind of bullshit is that? That ain't what the Lord is talking about. Just hold hands while you get beat with a fucking water hose and a fire hose and shit like that. Nah, man, that's not. The scriptures tell you eye for eye, tooth for tooth, life for life. And the scriptures tell you, speak about the punished slaughtering, all right, for the iniquities of your forefathers, all right. That's the book of Isaiah 14 and 21. So there's a retribution that has to be had, all right. The scriptures tell you in the book of Genesis 9 and 6, he that sheddeth blood, all right, roughly paraphrasing, his blood shall be shed. You can't just be shedding people's blood and just talk about forget about it. That was the past. Hell no, the scriptures don't deal with that, all right. Or if somebody's persecuting you, just love them. That shit is not, the Lord ain't dealing with that. So that's why the Lord propped them up for what a purpose, all right. They had the elites use his ass, all right, and then just put him out there, and that was that. He was supposed to be like some sort of martyr or whatever, but if you look at it, all right, guess what? Our people are still being oppressed today, all right. The so-called white man is just far more overt and crafty, all right, killing far more people than segregation ever did with Planned Parenthood, all right, implanting particular ideologies into our people, what, to commit adultery, murder, abortions, all right, be far more destructive, all right, than just overtly killing you. Makes you kill yourself, you know. So it's still going on. It's just far more secret. So that nigga didn't do nothing. I don't even. And they gave him a day. Like, oh, here's a day. All right. How it's a day to get the white man get a day off. A lot of you niggas are still working on today. So, you know. Anyways, shit, I'm working today. It says, and I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Yeah. So this thing, man, you gotta feed, man. All right. If you call yourself a prophet, a pastor, a shepherd over a flock, all right. If you have a YouTube channel, guess what? That YouTube channel is, you putting up videos on it. That's the pasture right there, where the sheep has to get fed. You have to feed them with what? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Out the scriptures, all right? Because the scriptures tell you men should not live by bread alone. Hell, you know what? I got out the gym, and I'm like, man, I really don't got nothing to talk about. Fuck that. Martin Luther King Day. Let's talk on that. You know, because what? I got a flock to feed. All right? And I'm trying to see why, hey, cover my own ass, be on good graces with the Lord by doing what he told us to do, which is to go out there and prophesy. All right? But you got to feed, okay, feed the people with knowledge and understanding. That's how you will pass to the Lord. So to have your enemy water hose you and sick dogs on you and just tell them just stand there and love you and shit like that, that ain't knowledge and wisdom and understanding. All right, now, we say that we're not gonna come against a so-called white man with guns and arms because the scriptures say that. Okay, we're not talking about being on some Black Panther shit. All right, but you do have the right to defend yourself. You do have the right to flee from a dangerous situation. Don't just fucking stand there and take it as some sort of statement. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't wise counsel, and that's why that nigga got put to death. So, you know, the Lord ain't dealing with none of that bullshit. You know, the Lord is dealing with pastors that teach according to his heart. 1 Corinthians 1:10 speaks about being on one mind. And when you read these scriptures, the Most High is not the author of confusion. The prophets are in line with each other. Yahweh Shai, he's in the volume of the entire book. The teachings are in unison. Okay? There's no division, if you will. Now, in today's time, there's division of camps because, you know, men come up with their own understandings and interpretations, all right? But only a few group of men will be guided by the Holy Spirit, which gives a proper understanding and interpretation. And we believe through faith, all right, that's starting with our apostles and elders, all right, the brothers of Great Millstone. And there are others out there, all right. And if they're teaching this thing, you know, the right way, then, you know, lessons to them. But just for the sake of not, like, you know, getting caught up with too much shit going on with all these different camps, stick with Great Millstone. When you see GMS in front of it, just stick with that, because you know you're not going to hear anything differently. You know, you're still being fed correctly. You see what I'm saying? So this holiday, so-called holiday, all right, which is supposed to be a holy day, was just some propped up bullshit. You know, that dude told our people lies. The Lord eventually, you know, put his ass to death, and he's in the kingdom now. He's just Jake, with the right understanding. All right, so you Jakes out there that will, you know, be blasting Martin Luther King on your day off on your loudspeakers. He didn't do shit for you, man. All right, he didn't do shit for you. It's just you. It's the perception of freedom, but truly, you know, you could work your ass off, but at any time this government could take anything they want from you. Right? That dude Andrew Tate always bring that out. Right? Because it's like you don't really own anything. You know, again, it's the perception of freedom. You know, but the small few, all right, are still in control. Namely, Esau, so-called white man, and amongst them specifically Amalek, so-called Jew. So, look, man, the real redemption and freedom for our people is going to come in the kingdom of heaven, all right, which is vastly approaching, because that thermonuclear destruction is on its way via World War III. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Rachakodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, true well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. Shalom.